Welcome
to Tuesday.
It's 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we're excited to be here to teach some childbirth education. And we're excited about today because this one is a little bit of a different one. It's not
a lighter topic.
Yeah, a little lighter topic. We're not doing as much childbirth education as we are just newborn. Yay! Hi, glad you're here. Hi, Sarah. So we're going to talk about diaper rashes and skin irritations because sometimes those are different. So we're just going to get into it. We know it's Christmas. We're going to just do this really fast. And you know that when we say she's laughing. She talks.
I'm pretty
too
sure
much.
we say that. I do talk too much. I am long-winded.
We both do. So we want to talk about diaper rash. The interesting thing is we're finding in being in this space that diaper rash is a common thing that happens to most of our children, and no two thing works the same. And it's all over the board. Like what works for some people doesn't work for other people. So we just wanted to create a base for people that maybe haven't tried anything other than a Desitin or something,
or like an actual diaper rash.
Yeah,
like marketed for diaper rash.
Yes, because there's so many awesome things. And then just because it's the herbalist in me, I want to...
If you don't know, she's a master herbalist.
I am.
She has like certified graduated. She is a master herbalist.
So
we call her master.
And master's right. So that herbalist part of me needs to share with you 5 ingredients that I would say I would keep my own children away from.
So if you're going to look for ingredients on like whatever you're using, if you're nervous about, because I mean they're little bodies, they're fresh skin, and
all those chemicals, they make me nervous.
When you're rashy, those pores open up, and sometimes they're
and sores.
So
and you do not want to put chemicals on those. So stick with me, stick with us. We're gonna be talking about that, but basically. For maybe the first time moms around here, diaper rash is basically a common thing that happens to a baby on their bum when a couple things happen. They're not getting their bum changed as frequently as they could, so it's just like leaving moisture onto the skin, and then if they have diarrhea or any sort of like extra
hot, sweaty,
any like extra wiping, because a lot of times when you have diarrhea, it's kind of that acidy on their bum, the acid, and then you're wiping it off, and then it just creates a lot of irritation. So it's just inflamed skin on the bum, essentially. Let's see, it can also be from skin sensitivity. They just might have really sensitive skin. So if you are using disposable diapers, we're going to talk about that first. Disposable diapers are awesome, but also you need to realize that the cool thing about disposable diapers is it's full of polymers, and polymers can absorb huge amounts of water or liquid, and so it pulls the moisture away from the baby's bum, which is awesome. But there's also a lot of chemicals that go into making a disposable diaper. So if your baby is getting chronic diaper rashes, look at your brand, and just a different disposable type. It's still a disposable diaper, just a different brand can help. They might not be getting, they just might be sensitive to that specific type of chemical that diaper uses. So that would be my biggest thing as far as besides an ointment that you could try is just changing your brands of diapers. Now, if you've tried several brands of diapers and they still are sensitive or still getting chronic diaper rashes, I would try cloth diapering.
Yeah,
because you're not dealing with, it's just it's a different animal. So if you're cloth diapering and you're getting diaper rashes, a lot of times it's because of the moisture, because obviously cloth diapers don't have polymers in it, and it's not pulling the moisture away from the baby's bum. So it could be just the extra moisture sitting next to the baby's skin. Secondly, it could be your laundry detergent or the bleach that you're using on your cloth diapers. So you would just want to switch that up a bit and try out if your baby's getting chronic diaper rashes. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Who uses, will you jump in the comments and tell me who uses disposable, who has used cloth?
And what, like, your experience?
Yeah. So,
cloth diapers.
We could be doing that.
Well, I feel like we need to pull in an expert, because both of us use disposable.
Yeah.
Mostly, I was interested in using cloth, but when I suggested it to my husband, I even said, because he's motivated by money, and I said, you can save like $2,000 by cloth diapering, and he said, if I can throw away the poop, it's worth the $2,000. And I said, fine, whatever. Okay.
I love it.
So that's my experience. So we should bring somebody in that has the experience of cloth diapering and
because, oh, look, maybe Bethany, you're our expert. 2 years and she loves it. And maybe 2 rashes the whole time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So really, that's something to look at is you're dealing with different types of chemicals on each side with sensitive baby bumps. So yeah, we'll have to pull in an expert. But I, like April said, actually just birth in general was new enough for me that I didn't even know to look at cloth diapering when I was having babies. So yeah. I know it was all a new thing for me. So yeah, keep telling us about if you use disposable, if you use cloth, and what your experience is with either of those. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say I appreciated all the comments on our post yesterday about diaper rashes and the things that people have used that has worked for them. And I love it because, like, across the board, there's so many variations. Yeah. There's so many options. So that's what's really cool about skin irritations and diaper rashes and things like that, is there are options. You have options, and unfortunately it's kind of a trial and error sometimes.
It can be. Yeah, it definitely can be trial and error. And then just one other thing, since we're talking about chronic diaper rash, and when I say chronic, I'm talking about like a lot. What am I saying? Your baby's getting a diaper rash every 2 to 3 months. Like, it's happening a little more often than just once in a while. So if it happens just once in a while, usually if you put a little diaper rash cream on,
it'll clear it up.
But if it takes a few days and it's coming back after, or maybe even a few weeks, and it keeps coming back, you are going to want to look at a yeast problem. And you can kind of tell, maybe not what?
An internal problem.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's so just like, what is the word? Like cradle cap can be a yeast issue. Thrush can be a yeast issue. These are all like external yeast issues. Diaper rash can be too. And diaper rash is, when it's a yeast issue, it looks a little more angry, like that rash is bumpy and almost like they can look like little sores, and it's really red and kind of an angry rash. You're looking at possibly a yeast rash. And with that, just like what April said, it's usually an internal issue. So if you're breastfeeding, then you as the mother should hold it with the sugar. And that is, with any kind of sugar.
Because overall, yeast is fed by sugar. And like wheat.
Right? Yeah. Well, because bread turns into sugar in your system. So you'll want to look at that. And if your baby's eating their food, if they're 1+ and having sugar, just look at pulling them back on that, because they have a yeast overgrowth issue that needs to be addressed with reducing your intake of sugar, as well as you can give your baby a probiotic. They have liquid probiotics. You can open a probiotic capsule and put it in some water,
sauce or water or something, depending on how old your baby is.
Yeah, depending on how old your baby is. And then you can take it too if you're breastfeeding, and that will help. Another thing is if you have thrush on your nipples or your baby has thrush on their tongue, you can just the powder, like a probiotic powder, just open a capsule and you can sprinkle it on your nipple and feed your baby, and so then you're getting help that way.
In there too.
And maybe we could probably go a little deeper into stuff like that, but I just want to
probiotics across the board, like for pregnancy, there's lots and lots of things, but we should do a probiotic live.
And for everything.
Pregnancy and
we should do that.
I know we've done a post, but we have done a post,
live,
and there's lots of information there.
There is lots of information, and but sometimes people get frustrated with their diaper rash. You know, the baby keeps getting diaper rash over and over and over again, and it really is a yeast issue. So no matter what diaper rash cream you use, it's not going to really work because it's an internal issue that is expressing itself externally. So again, if it's really angry and red, really chronic, and even bumpy and sore-y, then it probably is a yeast issue.
And if there's no like diarrhea where that might pose an issue for like acidity on the outside, then that's a good sign that it's an internal issue as well.
Good. And Becca's been taking a probiotic this whole time.
That's good. So and Michelle, yes, your baby will benefit from it if you're breastfeeding and you're taking a probiotic. So that's awesome.
That's a good question. Very good question. So now we're going to move on to diaper rash ointments that we like. And I'm going to turn this one over to April because she's had some really great experiences lately.
So, well, just like recently in the post yesterday, I posted the picture of my poor sweet Ren, and it was like crusty, you guys.
And we
like
know
hard, hurty.
So sorry, we know it's not a diaper rash.
Oh yeah. But it was the moisture.
Rash.
It's a rash on her neck rolls.
And it's the same thing. It's the trapping of the moisture, no oxygen. It's all the things. So
even though like multiple times a day I would be wiping her neck and it was
trying to air it out.
But like, you know, by 3 weeks they're trying to hold their head up and resisting you. So unless they're asleep in your arms, that's kind of hard to get it to air out on a regular basis. So it was this summer actually that we were camping for basically 2 weeks, and it had just like
it was
to
so
her
bad.
Chin, down her, like it was so sad because she was just hot and there was no relief from her or from the sweating. And I tried so many things. I'm so many like baby powders and bag balms and
lots of ointments and diaper
cream and things that had previously worked on diaper rashes before. So but also because you guys, you've seen her. She's so rolly. So she'd get it in her rolls too, around her groin. And so same problem, right? And I came across this by our super awesome friend, Shannon. If you guys live in Utah and are near Roy, it's Bloom Women's Center.
It's in northern Utah.
She does postpartum stuff, and it's fantastic. You got to look her up. She does placenta encapsulating and
she has like this place.
Yoga.
Yeah, they do like postpartum. Postpartum art nights, and they do postpartum like groups where you can just get together and talk and feel like you're a human being. So,
yeah, she's awesome.
Anyway, Bloom.
So I was with her, and she's like, "Oh, you got to try this." So she sent me home. I'm not sure if you can see this. It's called. It's really maybe a little bit.
We'll send a picture.
It's called Paradise. It's from Paradise Farm Herbal Apothecary, and it's the Baby Bum Healing Balm. And I kind of was like, "Oh, thanks," like because I had tried so many things, and I was shocked. Like I put it on her
immediately.
I put it on her, and later that day, it was like the reddening was reduced,
and the crusty was leaving.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And I'm like almost scraping the bottom. It looks like it's full because I haven't like scraped the sides, but it is almost gone. And so I have loved this, and I use it on all the the baby bottoms on her neck rolls. You know how like it's stinky too? Like she smelled like rotten fish. You know how that happens?
Yes.
Anyway, but like my kids, like one of my daughters that's 6, she had like an infection a little bit in her belly button.
Yeah.
And I put it in there and it was gone the next day. Like it's, so I really, really loved this.
Yeah.
But we had some fantastic suggestions on aloe plants and like apple cider vinegar baths and
just like coconut oil with a little essential oil of lavender and tea tree in it. That can help. That's really good for yeast and fungal things too.
Yeah.
So it's so those are some things above and beyond the diaper rash creams, or the pretty much just the diaper creams. So aloe, essential oils, coconut oils, things like that. So those are some baking soda is good, like just baking soda and water, just a little paste kind of putting on there. So that can help. Those are some alternatives. And then we know that everybody has found like some sort of diaper cream. They're just it's so convenient not to have to make your own, and you can just get, so that's why we like that people are putting things together. So the herbalist in me loves this because its base is olive oil, as well as beeswax and shea butter. So I really like those as a base. And then she adds in it with calendula, which is like any skin thing you have. Calendula is always going to help. Plantain is in here too. Plantain is so good to draw. It will draw things out. So that's what I love. She put this in here and it's so brilliant because that's what you want. You want that rash to be drawn out because that irritation, we got to draw it out. The plantain, and then she also has burdock in here. Burdock is a blood cleanser, and so it's really good for any anti-inflammatory, anti-infectious, things like that. So she's thought of all the right things, and it's in an organic base, which I also love. And it has no chemical, like there is not a chemical in this thing. Most of your diaper creams will have a lot of chemicals in them, honestly, because it makes them shelf stable. And they can mass produce this stuff and send it all over the country, and it can sit on the shelf and it can sit in your diaper bag, and then it's going to be fine. So, so that's good. But let me tell you the 5 things that I would avoid for my own child. And then I'm going to let you guys do your homework. And if there is a cream that you love and you're like, I will never give this up, I'm so supportive of that.
We're not here to like scare tactic you or anything. We're just here to give you some more information.
It's just for me, and it's my own
personal preference. And also, if you're wanting to like clean up some of your products, like so the things that you could look for are these 5 things.
Yes. Yes. So the 5 things that I would like to stay away from is any fragrance. So if one of the ingredients in there says fragrance, that could be 100 different chemicals. In the United States, we don't require like the priority blend of fragrance. So anytime there's fragrance in there, you're going to want to question, like, what does that mean? Secondly is mineral oils or petroleum. Obviously, if you don't know about those, look them up, because they're just kind of icky. It's derived from petroleum. Petroleum.
Which is something that is used in vehicles.
Right, and other things. Yes. So, and then parabens. There's so many different parabens. And if you're interested, I guess my only issue, I just want to tell you this, and I don't want to bombard you with all the things, because number one,
make you feel bad that you're using them. Like, we're not about that. We have used these things.
Yes.
Like, it's just like, okay, now I know when I go to the store, if I'm looking for something a little cleaner. And even, I don't know your name, but Sally Graham, she says she's in Oregon, and she found a great little small local shop that has similar products of something like this. So maybe just now you keep your eyes open.
Yeah, go to a farmer's market and look, or go to your local, like a local health food store that sometimes they'll carry some really great
look
things.
online. And we're going to tell you a little more about this. But
yes. So the 5 are fragrance, parabens, paraffins, petroleum, and BHA. It's butylated hydroxyanisole. I don't know, I can't say it. But that is just, it's a shelf life extender. So that's, and then it has been, as it's been studied, it actually can mess with some of the, your hormones in your body. So BHA, paraben, petroleum, paraffin, and fragrance. Those are the 5 things that I would just stay away from. And again, if you like your thing, don't worry about it. But if you're open and willing and
wanting to shift some things, then there's that option too.
And so do we want to talk about that?
Okay. Do you want to talk about we can talk about this at the end.
Let's just I just wanted to do one other thing. So if you are having if your baby is having any other skin eruptions or rashes on their body above and beyond your diaper rash, rashes are really hard because rashes are different. And sometimes like people with eczema or psoriasis, that like you can buy all the creams and it's just like a crapshoot from day to day. What's going to work, what's not going to work.
Today might not work tomorrow.
Yeah. So. And that's the problem with rashes is it's really hard to deal with them topically. And I just want to put out there to you that in my experience, any sort of skin eruption is an internal expression. It's an external expression of an internal thing going on. So for example, I have a son that he gets lots of rashes and lots of things. And hilariously enough, his and actually all of my kids' skin rashes have always stemmed from a food allergy or food sensitivity. So that's something to take into consideration. And the food sensitivity or the foods that typically engage rashes are dairy, gluten, and sugar.
So rude.
So rude. So rude.
Cheese, cream.
Yes.
On my cookie.
So if if your kid's having a skin rash, and you might say, but I took them off of dairy for a week. Food sensitivities typically need like 3 weeks to a month because your skin is the last place. Yeah, the last place to kind of take it away. Just for example, my son got really bad eczema on his hands and it wouldn't go away. And I have dairy issues, so I just said to him, let's just stop. I noticed he had been drinking more milk than normal, so we took him off milk, and a month later his eczema was going away. And it took a while, but his eczema went away. Then he got this weird rash on his elbows and his knees and his butt. And it was called dermatitis herpetiformis. And it is a celiac issue, actually. And he had been eating more bread than normal. And so once he stopped eating so much bread, it was gone. And then he gets lots of pimples. And I can tell if he is eating a lot of sugar because he'll get way more pimples that way. So just so you know,
you can't hide from Alina.
You can't hide. And it's
you eating all the candy.
I'm like, I can see it on you. You had a Snickers bar. A little bit. So anyway, just something to look at. As far as if you have any other skin irritation, try taking yourself off of some of those foods first. And then let's talk about
So what you said, we went to Hawaii for Thanksgiving, and since then he has been super dry cheeks, especially. I've tried a lot of things. Do you have any suggestions for cheeks?
Oh, Hawaii. So you were major humid and now you're really dry. That is really hard. This
might be, okay. So
listen to this.
So
first of all, they ship. Paradise.
So this is Paradise Farm Herb Apothecary. And I actually reached out to her because, first of all, I wanted to give her a testimonial because I loved it. And I told her we were doing this live and asked her if she wanted to help with a giveaway and give away one of her awesome healing bums. And she said she would do one better, and she wants to give away a I think it's called a mother's kit.
Yeah.
And so it has the baby bum balm, healing balm, plus a nipple and belly ointment, which if you had like lanolin, if you've heard of lanolin, like when you first are, especially when you're first breastfeeding, sometimes you get sore and cracked nipples. And so having that like healing on your
and it's
nipples.
Perfectly safe for the baby because it's all organic
Yes.
and good ingredients.
And also for your belly, for the stretchiness. For me, I think I would love that because I get super itchy my what are those called? Stretch marks.
Yes.
So like that would be so fantastic. And then it also includes a baby powder. So that has no talc in it, and it's awesome ingredients as well.
Yeah.
So that's what the giveaway is going to be. Thank you for being here, you guys.
Yeah.
So you will be all entered in if you are also following our email. And so we're going to give away one of the kits for the people that have joined this live and are on our email list. And then stay tuned for tomorrow because we might be giving away another one.
We have some more, but we'll make that one more available
So
to
Kelly
all the
is
followers.
fantastic. Go look up her stuff because not only is this amazing, she's got like a charcoal tooth powder. No, she's got a charcoal, I think, scrub and like a tooth powder.
A tooth powder, yeah.
And she's got
some really cool stuff.
Super cool stuff.
She's, again, from an herbalist perspective, very clean ingredients, very good stuff. So we will
Paradise Farm Herb Apothecary, and the website is actually pfhapothecary.com.
Yeah. So we'll put it out there in our email because we were super thrilled to stumble onto her.
Yeah.
Because again, we we not only love supporting small businesses because, we're a small business and we love that. We appreciate you guys for supporting us. But anyone that's willing to
make your life easier,
to make our lives easier in a helpful way.
Yeah.
Oh, all day. So we're.
And it says on here, apply topically and to prevent diaper rash, eczema, and super dry skin.
Yeah.
So I bet that would help a lot.
So was that Wit that said that? So,
I think
it's gonna help. Literally, you guys, Ren's neck is
it's
never the same. It was
so bad, and I wish I could even it stunk so bad. Like it was.
The poor thing all summer. It was just and like you said, like the dry. Anyway, she hasn't had this for very long, and it's almost gone.
I got it the very end of July, and it's almost gone. But like the rest of the summer, she was fine.
Yeah. So
and we still had 3 days of in the heat camping, and it was going away in those 3 days instead of getting worse. It was awesome.
So we love to share with our best friends our favorite things, and you guys are here, so we appreciate you. And that is all for today. So let us know if you have any other great finds that you know of.
We love go check out the posts and the suggestions in the post if you're looking for other alternatives as well, because there's some really great options out there.
It doesn't just have to be Desitin, because that's what my babies grew up on.
Well, and that's what we grew up on.
Because that's all I knew. That's all I knew, and I should have just made my own. And you knew. And I knew.
That's crazy.
And I did not even make my own. Next time.
But now you don't have to.
Yes.
You can just.
Apothecary Farms. Paradise Farms Apothecary. Anyway, thank you for being here. Next week, I don't know what next week is.
So next week is Christmas Eve.
Oh, it's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So we are going to, for the next 2 weeks, because it's Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, you're not going to be here. We're not going to be here. No. So we are switching it to Thursday night.
Yes.
If you happen to catch us on the 26th. Yeah. The 26th and the 2nd. Something like that. Then we will be here. So, and we have some good topics for you. We've had some awesome suggestions. If you guys have any thoughts or questions or comments or suggestions.
And questions, keep your questions and DM us your questions, because we will be doing a live just all about your questions. So, just things that people have been asking.
Like a running content.
We have like 4 months of content.
Oh my gosh,
to
or
talk
more.
About.
That's,
yeah, you're right.
Just what's
more.
on what's on the calendar.
Yeah.
And we'll do an awesome
and now,
question and answer.
Michelle's reminding us that probiotics and cloth diapering.
Yeah. See, every time we get more, and it's awesome.
It is. We're so thankful.
There's always something to learn. So thank you for being here with us. And the best part is like, yes, we are more focused on pregnancy and kind of newborny baby, like the early years. But at the same time, this goes on. This information is helpful at any stage. So, so we're glad you're here.
Yes.
Thanks for
get on our email list, and we're gonna give away one of these mother kits, and you want it.
Yes.
Woo! Okay.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Good night.
Love
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.